Hello, 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 and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the Kottio Business Fundamentals Lecture Series. I'm your host, Michael Rice. Happy Friday night, everybody. Happy Friday night. So today, we are going to talk about a really valuable subject for resellers. And this subject is something that I think escapes a lot of people, especially in the online sales community. But it's one that can really make or break your business in the long term. And this is the subject of relationships, right? And we'll even call this relationship-based reselling. Okay, so we are going to start off with a really, really straightforward and easy example, right? I'm going to ask you guys here a simple question. How much is a pair of Panda Dunks? How much is a pair of Panda Dunks? $110, $110, $120, $110 if retail. However much someone is willing to buy. That's a really, really, really good answer. That's a really, really, really good answer. But you guys are answering this the way that resellers answer it, which is somewhere between 110 and 180, right? Somewhere between 110 and 180. Now, for those of you that are in our chat here right now, how much are Panda Dunks in subsection? How much are Panda Dunks in subsection? 80 to 90, right? 80 to 90 bucks. Okay. And if you guys went to a resale shop, how much are Panda Dunks? If you go to a resale shop, how much are Panda Dunks? 200 to 400, right? 200 to 400, somewhere in here. Okay, very good. So what we're noticing here is a huge discrepancy, right? The exact same item, this pair of Panda Dunks could sell for $80 based on your relationship to subsection, or it could sell for $400 based on your relationship to your customer as a store owner, right? So here's the discrepancy that we start to notice, right? And here's a really good way to start outlining this. If you have the right relationship on a sourcing side, you can buy this pair of Panda Dunks for $80. And if you have the right relationship on a selling side, you can sell this pair of Panda Dunks for $400, enabling you to make $320 per pair, right? So this is a really cool thing. The issue is that a lot of app sellers expect somewhere between this. So let's just take a look at what this means, right? Let's just take a look at what this means. Even for members of Kottio, this is a mistake that I see a lot of our members make. So they buy Panda Dunks at $80 per unit, right? And this is shipped, so this is their total cost, right? They sell Panda Dunks on apps and receive, let's call it $120 per unit, right? And this is without ship. So their net price here, they might end up with a $105 payout. So on the baseline level, you might say $25 in profit per unit is great, right? If I buy 4 units of this, I can make $100 super easy, and Panda Dunks sell like crack. So this is fine. This is fine, right? All right. So with this, let's say I'm dealing with a customer who has, let's just call it $800, right? So this customer is going to buy 10 pairs of Panda Dunks. They're going to sell those 10 pairs at $25 in profit on each pair. So how much are they going to make? They're going to make $250 in profit equals, right? They're starting with $800 plus $250 in profit. They end up with $1,050. Let's take a look even just at the local seller, right? So even if they sell at the same price, let's take a look if they sell local. Well, they have $800 plus now their $120 a unit is not with ship, right? So this is $40 in profit per unit. So this is somebody who is selling at the same price, but local, so no shipping. So this is $40 per unit in profit. So this person now gets $800 plus $400 in profit, which means that their capital is now at $1,200, right? And let's take a look at the person who sells locally based on relationships. So selling based on relationships for what stores sell for. And let's even just say that this is for $350 to be more competitive. So $350 equals what? 70 would be 150, so 270, right? $270 in profit. 270 plus 80 is 350. Yeah, 270 in profit per unit, right? So this person started off with $800 plus $2,700 in profit equals $3,500 for their capital position. This is crazy, right? This is crazy because a store in your area might be selling pandas, let's say, at $375, $400. If you're selling in that area at $350, you're still beating their price. Now you're making $270 in profit per unit. So selling 10 pairs is netting you $2,700 in profit as opposed to the $250 in profit. You're more than 10xing your return based on relationship-based reselling as opposed to app sales, right? Even just selling locally at the same price is changing your profit from $250 to $400 a unit. You're almost doubling your profit just here. And obviously there's a scale of everything in between, right? There's a scale here. Because even if you're selling online, you just aren't selling on apps. Now at least you aren't paying the processing fees, right, that the apps charge. You aren't paying that 9% or 8% or whatever the case is. You're only paying, strictly speaking, the shipping. So, does this make sense so far? Does this make sense so far? Okay, there's another huge benefit that we haven't talked about here. Let me ask you guys a question. If you are just a beginning sneakerhead with low disposable income, you're just a beginner sneakerhead, you're just getting into it, and you have a very low amount of disposable income, how many pairs are you buying, let's say, every 3 months? How many pairs are you buying every 3 months? Just a sneaker enthusiast with low disposable income, how many pairs are you going to buy over the course of 3 months? 30? As a brand new sneakerhead with low disposable income, you don't have that much disposable income? Yeah, maybe 5, right? Maybe 5. Let's call it 6. So let's say that this beginning sneakerhead, so a beginner sneakerhead without much money might buy 2 pairs per month, right? Now, let's say you are a top tier sneakerhead with a ton of money, right? Top tier sneakerhead with a ton of money. How many pairs are you buying every month? Maybe 100? Yeah. Might buy 100 pairs per month, right? Top tier sneakerhead is crazy. Yeah, somebody that's just like wild about shoes. Somebody that loves to buy shoes. Okay, so when you sell on apps, you sell a pair one time and receive profit one time, right? Because that person who bought from you on apps doesn't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They don't even know that you exist. This person has no idea that you're even a person, right? This person does not care about you. When you sell based on relationships, that person has a chance to return as a customer. Just hearing this bozo talk, you can tell he doesn't know anything about sneakers. I've sold $500,000 worth of sneakers in the past 2 weeks. Other than beating your meat, what did you do in the last 2 weeks? Oh, that's right. You got banned from a free Discord server that could have helped you grow your business. Wild. Anyway, so When you sell on apps, you're going to sell that pair one time and receive profit one time. When you sell based on relationships, that person has a chance to return as a customer, right? Now, this isn't to say that every single customer you sell is going to return, right? It's not going to be every single person. Some people are just going to buy one time and that's going to be it, right? Some people are just going to buy once and that's going to be it for them and they're never going to come back. However, other people will come back. So let's say, right? Let's do some math here, right? How often do you think a customer would become a return customer? So if you sold shoes locally, what percentage of your customers do you think would come back to buy another pair from you in the future? If you sold locally, what percentage of your customers do you think would come back and buy another pair in the future? 1 to 3% I think is extraordinarily low. Maybe if you live in a big city, that could be the case, right? Maybe if you live in a big city. Yeah, probably it's somewhere between 10 and 25%, but let's say it's the low end. Okay, so 10% of my local customers will buy from me again in the future. Okay, and let's go a step further and let's say that every single one of these customers, these return customers, is only going to buy one additional pair from me in the future, right? And this would be worst case scenario. Every single one of them will only buy one pair from me again in the future. So they're only going to return one time, right? This would be the worst case scenario, right? That only 10% of your customers become repeat customers. And when they do repeat, they only repeat one time. Okay, so let's take a look at the difference. How many pairs of shoes as a reseller are you going to sell this year? How many individual pairs of shoes as a reseller are you going to sell this year? 1,200? All right, so maybe 100 pairs a month. Let's say you sold one pair a week for a year. Let's say you sold one pair a week for a year. Actually, for the sake of simplicity, let's say it was like 2 pairs a week, right? 2 pairs a week. So you sold 100 pairs in a year, right? And let's say you had $30 in profit per pair, right? So with this being the case, over the course of a year, you're going to make $3,000 in profit, right? Not shabby, not shabby. Okay, I made $3,000 in profit. Now, the relationship-based reseller is going to sell 100 pairs in a year, but 10% of his customers came back and they bought one pair again, each. So that same person sells plus 10 pairs to repeat customers, right? $30 in profit per pair, but if we sold based on relationships, we saved ourselves some fees. Let's say we only save 10% over the apps. Let's say we sold at the same price that we put on the apps, but we just saved 10%. So it's $33 in profit per pair equals, let's do some math here. I'm not good at that kind of mental math. Let's see. So we sold 110 pairs times $33 per pair. We made $3,630. $3,630 in profit. So we take this $3,000 and we divide it by $3,630, and we could see that we were 18% more profitable, selling exactly the same amount of shoes for exactly the same price. We added 18% to our bottom line in our business just by selling locally. This is without selling for a higher price. This is without capitalizing on those relationships. This is before anything else. We make 18% more money just by doing this. Just this one little change. You see what I mean? It's crazy because when you start to modify these numbers and you start to think about the relationships that you can build, this number can get out of this world insane, right? Some of the other benefits to relationship-based reselling as opposed to app-based reselling are that you can sell things based on relationships that don't necessarily have super high sales rates. Things that you might have to sit on for a while otherwise, right? Because here's the thing. Apps sell based on the shoe, right? So let me kind of show you this, right? Apps sell based on the shoe. But customers don't buy based on the shoe. Customers buy based on price, availability, impulse, and size. They buy based on price, availability, impulse, and size. When you go to StockX, is there a place for impulse buyers? Is there a place for impulse buying? No. There's not a place for that. StockX isn't going to text you, right, at 9 p.m. on a Friday and say, hey, bro, I know you wear a size 10. I just got this pair of size 10s in. Do you want it with a picture? StockX isn't going to do that to you, right? A relationship-based reseller can, because we can get to know our customers. We can know what size they are. We can know what kind of shoes that they want, and we can go out and find those and make money by selling them to them. You can even get to the point as a relationship-based reseller that you can be buying shoes directly from StockX and still turning a profit, because you're still going to be cheaper than the local stores. You're still going to be cheaper than the local stores, right? And this is based on the data that you guys gave me. This isn't even based on experience. This is just based on what we know so far, right? So even if I'm buying it on StockX at this price, I'm still making a profit selling it at this price. So this allows us for a totally different sales metric. This allows us so many different opportunities. It also allows us to bring products that maybe aren't on StockX to our customers. So things like Bravest shorts, right? We could say, hey bro, I know it's summertime. I've got this deal going on right now. You get 5 different styles of Bravest shorts, all in your size, all for $300. You know what I mean? Like, now we can churn mad profits. We can go crazy with it if we have the right relationships. We'll never be able to do that on apps. Does that kind of make sense?